Hey everybody, it's Bobblehead with Bobblehead Scale Rod Shop, coming to you live from the workbench. Give me a second here. And of course I can't pull nothing up. Come on. And of course it doesn't want to come. Alright, there we go. Hope everybody had a good 4th. Today's the 11th. And we're just working here at the desk. As you can see, I started the motor for the Superbird Foghorn Leghorn. I've also done all the trim. Everything's going to get a nice coat of flat clear probably in the next few days. Sometime over the weekend it'll get a flat clear coat, and then the nose will get painted and flat clear on that too. What I wanted to talk to everybody about tonight is a lot of people will take and come up with their own colors, and that's one thing I've found is if you go to the store and there's not a color that works for you, come up with your own. I've got quite a few. I've got a color I call chartreuse. It's and I can't get them open. Hold on. If I remember right, this is a little bit of a little flat aluminum and a very light red. Yeah, it's sort of a light pinkish color with a little bit of flat aluminum in it. That's what color it comes out to be. Really pretty for your classic 50s and 60s cars. It's hands down a pretty beautiful color for it. Yeah. Use this bag for um, hey guys, I've got what I call eggy blue, which is a light feathery blue color I made. I have what I call my golden green. It's got a little bit of flat aluminum. I mean, really light amount of flat aluminum. Dark green and a little bit of gold metallic in it. Um, I've got lime twist, which is a really beautiful color. I've got red dragon, which is my red. I took this color off of a Japanese dragon mask. And I thought this was just perfect, so that's why it's called Red Dragon. Addictive blue, which is sort of a darker blue with the flat aluminum in it. Blizzard aluminum, which is white and flat aluminum, but it doesn't want to stir up right now. You'll get that sometimes. I don't use these paints all the time. I'm still working on the Superbird. Right now I've been working on the engine, and just right now I'm sort of showing you guys how I make up some of my colors and all that. I got another color called pumpkin orange that I made. One thing I like to express is that I use a lot of Tamiya paints. People will take and ask me, well, what about this color? What about that color? I'm like, I like it. You know, it works. You can go get it at the store. You can go get it here. You can go get it there. But say you want a little bit of that pop, you know, that metallic pop to it. And like, say you wanted a pink with a little bit of a metallic pop. Well, you know, you can buy the metallic pink, which I think it's testers, and they're little bitty bottles. But you've already got pink sitting at your house. You've already got either flat aluminum, chrome silver, or if you want a darker popping pink, you got metallic gray sitting at your house already. I got asked this question. That's why I'm just going through it tonight, guys. So, as you can see, this is the motor for the Superbird. I've been painting it up. This is a color that I call Iron Curtain. It's my own design. It's flat aluminum and a dark gray with a mild touch of black in it. And I ran out. And this side needs to be gone over again. Some of your acrylic paints you'll need to go over a couple times here and there. Give it a couple coats. No problem. So I thought, you know what? I ought to share my knowledge. So I'm sharing my knowledge tonight. 6-pack, I think it's a 4-pack of these bottles is $3 or $4 at Hobby Lobby. You know, you can use your 40% coupon on it if it's the only thing you want. But I'm going to make it this size. This way I'll have more than enough, because a bottle this size only lasted me 6 months. Because I use this color on a lot of stuff. It's my main go-to for transmissions, manifolds, depending on the vehicle, even sometimes the engine block. I'll lighten it up just a little bit for the engine block, and then sometimes the oil pan and the carburetors, depending on the carb. Um, I don't think I've got... Yeah, I have to try to do this without making a huge mess, because I do not have my other funnel anymore. Back this up. Back that up. That there. And as you can see, I've got about 3/4 of a bottle of XF16 flat aluminum Tamiya acrylic paint. That's about how much was left in the bottle, which, you know, ain't a whole lot. But and if I need flat aluminum, I've got more than plenty. I took and bought this just for this occasion, even though this was from a year ago. Yeah, I'll toss that in a minute. Pull out the dark gray. My little Tamiya mixer. Helpful tool. Okay. And that's XF24 dark gray. And then X1 black. I'm just going to put a little bit, not even a whole lot of black in it. Barely any. And the mixture that I've got, you've got multiple kinds out there. I've got the battery powered Badger airbrush mixer. This thing was a bargain, so I've got to get another one coming up in the near future. I kind of like to swap out some of my tools here and there. And just as simple as that. I've got my iron curtain. All I gotta do, pop this open. I've got little thing of acrylic paint. It's washable. I got this. I got the cups. I've got these are little paint cups that I mix in, and I put a few drops in it. Paint. Wash this out. Wash those out, and I'm done. And the world is immense of what you guys can do, or what we can do. I've got, like I said, 2, 4, 6, 8, the 9 colors that I've done. I've got some like this right here. This is actually a formula based on a military gray. I use this on the interior of a model, and I still have plenty of it till I can do it again, you know. And one of the colors that, I mean, I'm a very big flathead, you know, 4-cylinder flatheads, V8 flathead motor. I love building them. Some of my favorite cars are those. And the thing is the Flathead 4 was an off green, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's just camo green, camo green." I actually went to a show about year and a half ago, and I had a gentleman come up to me. He goes, "You've got a beautiful Flathead 4-cylinder," and I had done this little 27 chop top coupe, and he was like, I had done it sort of like a beach racer from the old days, and he's like, "You got one problem though." And I'm like, what is it, sir? And he's like, "The motor, it's too dark for the color." And I was like, not understanding what he was meaning, because I just used the normal X5 green. And he's like, the color that's actually on all the Ford flatheads is, especially the 4 cylinders that were made in the plant that the one car was built, was actually a camo color, almost camouflage color green, except it was glossy. And so, using my Tamiya paints and an app that's on my phone, along with, you can find it on the app, you can find on your phone, you can find it on your computer, but I made my own Flathead 4 green, and it doesn't want to come open. Give me a second. I apologize for that. And he told me next time I seen him was back in March at a car show, and I had shown him the pictures of the car that I had just built, and with this color, and he goes, "That's right." And this gentleman's father was the painter for the Ford factory, one of the painters. So a little bit of learning trick. But if you just, I mean, you look to see what's out there, um, you can use any type of paint. You know, a lot of people are Vallejo, a lot of people are Tamiya, a lot of people are Model Master. If you can't find it on the shelf, you can make it. That's what it's there for. Use the colors, make a mix, get to the point to where you need it, or the color that you're looking for, and go from there. Um, it's really easy, and the world is your oyster. I've also started using, pardon me, a lot of uh, craft paint, acrylic craft paint. And this, okay. I go to my hobby shop. The shelf for this is the same size. Let me back up, pardon me, as that. That's a shelving unit directly out of a hobby shop. And you're going to have military, you're going to have regular colors, you're going to have a lot of stuff on here. But there's colors missing, and you're going to have to make them. Well, working at a hobby shop, or hobby store, I should say, I started doing some research. And I go walk in, and just like making this up, you can use these to make tons of kind of colors as well. But the thing is if you go to a craft store like, say, Hobby Lobby or Michael's, your wall of this is going to be immense, super huge wall of paints. And this stuff works. I've used this stuff on all kinds of figures, on model cars, on ships, on planes, tanks. And this is giving you an option where, to say you wanted this ripe apricot, which is basically this color, or here it is as her hair. For a seat or interior, you know, and you don't have the parts, you're going to have to make this part work. Make this color. Well, you can use this. And this will shoot through airbrush using a little bit of normal blue windshield cleaner from parts store, auto parts store. In fact, that's the color. This is the color of a car that I'm going to be building in the near future. And you can also take and use a paintbrush with this stuff. Paints on really easy. And so I just thought I'd pass on a little bit of my color mixing knowledge and hopefully help everybody find the stuff that they need, if they had a question, sort of answer a question. Um, but I'm actually going to take my new bottle of Iron Curtain and paint another coat on this motor transmission. And I pretty much like to give every single color that I make a name. Name them all so I know which. When I'm doing the paperwork at a hobby show, at a model car show, I can write down custom made this, custom, as far as the colors that I used. And there you have it. Oops. I completely missed a spot. So what are you guys working on? Anything cool? Yeah, everything's cool, but anything new and different? And Ryan, I'll be going and watching your video in a little bit tonight. It's one of the things I like to do on Thursdays, is watch my friends' videos. Still working on dirt. Cool, cool. Yeah, I've been working on this. Had a wonderful 4th of July come in, and it got hot. Hey, Taylor. But yeah, it got seriously hot in this area, and it's been unreal. Uh, like yesterday, mowed the grass, and then directly from mowing the grass, showered, got cleaned up, had to go to work because I closed yesterday at the one job, and uh, worked the entire day in the back stock room, and what's in it, Ron? Now you got me wanting to know. Or I gotta watch the video. But yeah, so one thing is I definitely figured out that because I looked for, opened the box where I got this out of again. Oh, cool, cool. Um, I kind of figured out I don't have the pieces to go here for the axle to go through. I was like, wait a minute, I've painted the chassis. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have those pieces. So I'm trying to come up with an idea. Which one? This one? This is a Mustang too. Uh, it's a pro mod with a stretch nose. I got some more work to do to it. This is the hood scoop that's going to be molded into the hood, which stretching the hood is needs a little bit of work. And then I'm gonna add plastic to both sides. Um, I'm just kind of taking a break from it. It has been one of those up and I thought it would be straightforward, but it's been one of those up and down builds that you kind of want to take a break from. And I will finish it. It will be finished for our show, my local show in October. I needed to take a break from it. Um, if you guys haven't seen on Facebook, Round Two Models posted up a posting today. Um, they had somebody, stupid bug, uh, had I guess submitted a question about the Vega kit, how they said, uh, what 3 window. Yes, I did. I'll bring that down in just a second. I think I did. I'll grab that. I think I did. I'll grab it in just a minute. I don't remember if I did or not. Um, but they were talking about, they had said, oh, we're going to bring back the Bruce Larson Vega and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. Um, but they actually posted up a picture showing that they've been working on the uh, Bruce Larson car, but they've also been working on the Grumpy Jenkins Vega, the earlier Vega, both the flat nose and the slant nose. It's amazing. I can't wait for both. I'm a big Vega guy, um, but just to see that it is coming, that just that excites me like you would not believe. As far as the 3 window, let me go see. I don't remember if I finished it or not. No, I did not. It's sitting in a box. Okay, I'm trying to remember why. That's why. Because I don't have the motor for it. Dash is all finished, and I didn't have enough parts. Um, but yeah, that's another one I got to get finished before the end of before our show in October. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, Ron, I think I'm gonna use. I've got uh, like, let me pan my camera over. Remove a couple things. Put that back. I've got these drawer things over here, and I've got plenty of motors and stuff, and I've got probably 4 or 5 different flatheads. I remember what I did. I took the motor out of that and put it in a different car. That's why it didn't get finished. But I've got a 53 Ford flathead in there, and that's came out of the 53 Crown Vic, and I can use that. I'm still working on that one. I mean, I haven't touched it since before going to Kansas City. And then the one I really, really, really want to finish. I don't know if you guys remember seeing it or not. I've got a few more things to do on it as far as suspension and getting the paint deep so I can paint it correctly. And chopped 49 Ford. I appreciate it, Ron. That's one thing that's at our show here locally. I've got 2 guys from out of state that both have booths at our shows, and I'm getting attacked by a bug. And the one knows how I love doing flathead motors, and he separates kits and sells them to a bunch of different, slot car guys, and guy sells them online. And so he takes the motors and typically just, here you go. So I appreciate it. But this is the other one that I've extended the hood to go back. Got a little bit of filling in to do here at the base of the windshield. And this is just a primer coat. But this is another one that I want to get finished before the end of the year. The top is going to be red. The car is going to be black. The interior is going to be red and white two-tone. This top is actually off of another model, so I'm actually going to repaint this a better looking red than what's on here. This has been one of my fun ones. This is, I would have to say, 5 years, 6 years. Oh yeah, right. That's the one that I just showed, Ron. This one. Still haven't finished. That's the one that I need the motor for. That I'll pull out of my drawer. The 53. Didn't quite get it finished for the show. I had to get other things ready, and working at my one job. Yeah, that was it right there. Um, Man, I hate having a fly down here. This sucks. But yeah, um, working on both these. Working on a ton of stuff. I would have to say. Um, our theme is Broncos, Blazers, and Scouts. And as soon as I get the Superbird done and probably one of these two 51, 49 to 51 Fords, I'm going to start on my Scout. I'm also one of the two clubs that I'm a member of. They did a thing last Christmas where you passed around model kits and all that. And at our December meeting this year, um, they want everybody to build what you got. And I got the little MPC AMT Dodge Shelby Charger from the early 80s. And so I'm turning that into a drag car. Um, that is also, I've been working on that a little bit. And then I've also been working on my motorcycle. At our month, I've had this started such a long time ago. It's the one of the Revell uh, motorcycles, and I took and shortened up the front forks. Took the chrome completely off the forks because I didn't like chrome forks, and uh, I had actually customized handlebars. I've got the motor. I've got the parts for it. The only thing is that uh, some of the parts I left in a box. Then I took and put another model kit in that box and sent that to somebody, and I don't know who. And so, but this is what I want to build in a real motorcycle. And I just got this cowl. This cowl comes off of a same size 1/12 scale Kawasaki or Honda, something like that. And I had two guys asking me, "Hey, I'll give you this because that bike you can use to build uh, Goose's motorcycle from Mad Max." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's missing this part and it's missing that part, so you're gonna have to get another one anyways." So I turned him down because I desperately wanted this cowl because I've seen a few Harleys with cowls, and I want my bike to have this style of a cowl on it, just because the look of it. And it falls. And it keeps dropping it. And the reason I call it Pinocchio is back in the, you know, World War, everybody painted their, or named their planes. You know, all the pilots name their planes. And I had these decals, and I was like, you know what? Pinocchio started off with a short nose, and it grew and grew, and I want that kind of a short nose bike look. So, and it's sort of a tribute to the veterans. This bike is. So when I finish it, I'm gonna have a bunch of other details to it. Um, Thank you, Gary. Are you talking the motorcycle, Ron? We got we've got a guy here in St. Louis that likes to build the like ninjas and all that in scale, and haven't seen him in a while. But we've got the class at our show, and I just really, really want to build a motorcycle. So I ordered a kit for the parts so I could finish this. Thinking of doing the cowl in a darker green. Oh, the short cars, yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking doing the cowl in a dark green and the seat of that bike in a tan leather or a gray leather look. Yeah, we had a guy here that did a short for quite a bit. My folks and I did car shows, and we had a guy here who built a couple of short cars. One was a really, you know, I'm not going to be able to get you there. Stupid fly. Um, One I want to say was a 51 or 52 Chevy that he shortened. And then he shortened up a. I'm trying to think of what the other car was. It was a car from the 70s. Late 70s. I want to say it was a late 70s Ford Thunderbird. And it was like right at where the door was, there's the start of the back end of the car. I think it was a Ford Thunderbird. Late 70s square body Thunderbird. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Um, Waiting on that to dry just a little bit more before I mess with the head valve covers. It's around here somewhere. And yes, I have to clean my desk again. This thing keeps getting too nasty. Okay, there we go. That goes that way, that goes that way, I think. Dang it. Stupid fly. Give that a second to dry. And I'll be painting the valve covers, the flat black like the newer ones have. And I actually need to glue the manifold in place. All right. Yeah, I'm painting this, building this motor to look more like a modern, one of the more modern motors. The comes from the Foose 67 GTX. I don't remember if that kit's motor, the one that's in it, is made to look like a modern motor or a vintage motor, but I'm going to try to give it that swing so it looks like a newer motor. As far as the take a little bit of semi-gloss black. And I'm just going right over the top of the chrome valve covers to try and give it that more of a more modern valve cover, sort of like that. Because you got two different kinds of head valve covers out there for your modern Hemis. And it's kind of weird because I don't understand why Dodge would take and change. You got something that looks really, really good, and then you change it to something else. That's like what I'm talking about is their uh, Challenger and their Charger Hemis have this really, really flat black paint color on it. Oops. But if you look at the Hemis and the trucks and the Chryslers, Chrysler 300s, you got this look. Like a shiny, semi-gloss paint job. Like that. And that to me looks more like a Hemi than the flat black ones. That sounds like a cool car, Taylor. One thing I want to suggest to people is for all your small painting, um, if you find a line of paintbrushes that you like. Um, Use them. Purchase some more so you can always have a backup. I found this line of paintbrushes from my job, of course. Masters Touch Fine Art Studio. And I know they're our cheap brand. Um, those are good brushes, Taylor. Um, I've got one or two from there on my shelf too. Um, but one of my favorites is this ox hair brush. But the reason I'm saying this is because I had somebody ask me, well, what's the best brushes to use? I always buy these uh, AMT or Ertl or testers brushes. And I'm like, let me show you what I do with the testers brushes. And I took the thing, bing, right into the trash. That would work. That perfect use for them. I use them for stuff like that, and that is it. I don't use them for anything. I just can't stand them. When I got back into the hobby and started, doing better and wanting to learn, I'd go to the hobby shop and oh, these are so great. They work so great. Blah blah blah. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there asking, well, how did you get such a great paint job on your dash and on your engine and et cetera, et cetera? And then I find out that they're using paint brushes from the you know, art and hobby stores and specialty, stores. And I took and asked one of the guys. I'm like, why don't you use the testers ones? And he blatantly said it. He goes, those are good for, just like Taylor said, doing bed liners and undercarriage stuff like that. They're not good for getting the details and getting it, like keeping them like that. Look at that. This brush has been through a war. That's how much I've used this brush. I've literally taken the coating off of this brush. I've had this brush for over a year and a half. And I'm going to clean it. It's pretty much back to the way it was when I bought it. I mean, it's that great of a brush. And I like using it that much that I've taken worn the paint off. Um, I do have other brushes, but this is just the one that I use the most. So, yeah, appreciate everybody coming by, stopping by. Um, Thought I'd go over a few things, show you how I make some of my specialty paints and what I'm up to. Hopefully next time I'll be a little bit farther along on this one. Um, and guys, That's a cool idea. I have to give that a try next time, Taylor. Um, but hopefully this will be done by the next time I'm on, um, or a little bit farther along, I should say. And I will definitely keep you guys informed of what's going on, what I'm working on. Um, but it's getting kind of hot under these lights, so I'm going to be calling it a night. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Um, hope to see you again soon, and hopefully I inspired you and helped you and gave you ideas. That's what I try to do here. So, along with sharing what I'm working on and what I'm building. But this is Bobblehead from the Bobblehead Scale Rod Shop. I'll catch you guys later. See you next time.